It may have been cold, it may have been rainy the past couple of days, but Red Haddocks Field is about to get white hot as the Kennedy Eagles host the Minneapolis Southwest Lakers. And bringing you today's broadcast, everybody, I'm Alex Redding alongside Josh Powers and our entire BEC-TV crew here this afternoon. And Josh, you have a couple of power teams, and you want to talk about good starts. Kennedy has emphasized that, and right now, you don't see this really early in the season with Kennedy teams in general. They are actually one of the leaders in the Metro West right now, as the standings show.
Yeah, there's no doubt they've won 5 out of their last 6, Alex. So Kennedy certainly on a roll. They've won 4 consecutive, and they're just a game behind Chanhassen in the standings. They're 4-1 in the league. Chanhassen 4-0. So certainly a great start for Kennedy, and highlighted by a comeback win against Jefferson a couple weeks back, 8-4. Kennedy getting 6 runs in the 6th to come from behind in that one. So the Eagles really feeling good about their start so far.
Well, if you're Minneapolis Southwest as well, you're coming into this year, and you have a lot of postponed games on your schedule already. But here's the thing, though. Out of the games that they have had, Josh, I want you to take a look at the stat sheet. I know our audience can't see it, but we can here in the booth.
Well, we can talk about it because you can't do much better than win your first 4 games if you're Minneapolis Southwest. And
averaging a little more than 10 points a game.
Yeah, you've highlighted their scores, and
they've
been quite lopsided. 15-0, 17-3. Only 8 runs against De La Salle, so that was kind of a low point for them, sarcastically. But then
7-run lead. I don't think it's a low point for any team.
10 runs in their last game. So these are 2 teams doing some really good things the last couple weeks.
All right, and as you've mentioned, we are about to get set for the start of this game. And Will Olson will lead off, one of the outfielders, also a pitcher for the Lakers. And here is the delivery, that one just upstairs for a ball. And Benjamin Cradle, the starting pitcher for Kennedy here this afternoon, also listed as a catcher. Here's a fly ball that gets down into left field, base hit knock. And wanted to go to second. He's going to hang around there at first base. So a nice single to lead off the game for the Lakers.
Yeah, just a nice job there by Olson. Pitch on the outer half of the plate for the lefty, Alex. And what do you want your leadoff hitter to do? Go the opposite field, just drops in a nice single. So the hot offensive play for Southwest continuing.
Bennett Walden now stepping into the box for the Lakers. And the pitch, and sort of a bunt, and that one goes foul. Wanted to get out of the way of that one, but had to wear that pitch. So they will count that as a strike. And certainly that's one of the things that Kennedy needs to keep an eye on, is composure to start the game and also end the game with pitching.
Yeah, we'll talk about Ben Cradle's numbers here in a moment for Kennedy. He's on the mound.
And here's the delivery. That one really upstairs and inside, and that is taken for a ball.
3rd appearance for Cradle this year. He's pitched 7 innings so far, 9 hits, 13 runs, 10 of them earned, so an ERA of 10 so far for Cradle.
And he's going to check the runner back. Oh, he got a run down in a pickle now. Here he goes, and he got him. There's one down for Kennedy's defense, and they knew they were going to need to do that today.
Well, anytime you can steal outs, that's a good thing for Kennedy, and they did so right there after giving up a leadoff single. That was just a huge lead over there, and Cradle noticed it, and it wasn't even that great of a pickoff move. The lead was just too big to even attempt to go back to the base there.
And so now that brings in the third man in the lineup, and taking that one inside, again, is Bennett Walden. So a lot of inside balls thrown by Cradle so far, and that one is chopped, and it is lined to the third baseman, and he's going to throw low and get him for the out.
Nice scoop there by Nikolai Lohman over at first base. The throw from Devin Barnum, he kind of short-armed it just a little bit, but that's why you've got a nice first baseman over there in Lohman making up for the short throw.
Maida now taking his place. Number 5 in the box. And that one is low and just outside. And it's a good pitch down low and away. That's a power pitch you want to throw. Power against power right there. But it doesn't quite work out. And here's the second delivery. That one finds a zone right on that edge for the strike on the outside. And here is the next pitch by Cradle. That one's tapped foul back to the backstop. And so the count remains at 1-2 with 2 out.
I like the location so far for Cradle. You saw, even though on that base hit to start the game, that was a nice pitch on the outer edge, and he's been working both the inner half and the outer half of the plate so far.
Considering how many pitches that he's thrown on the inside, here is the pitch. Whoa, look at that air ball go all the way and hit the backstop.
Yeah, didn't quite snap that curveball off, obviously.
And that's more of a release issue. And back in my playing days for BAA in high school, and I pitched off of that mound. That's a high mound. It can throw you off a little bit, especially with the release. And that is a pro specification mound. That's why the St. Paul Saints play here one game of the year. Here's another pitch, and it goes way high right in front of his face as Maeda is now ahead 3-2, full count. And boy, would Cradle like to get the strikeout here and get the Eagles offense jump started, and that's a high pop-up. This one going right into shallow left center field, and they got it for the out. And that is going to end the visiting half of the first inning right here on BEC-TV. Still no score. We'll be back from Red Haddocks in a few moments. All right, the first pitch of the home half of the opening inning here at Red Haddocks Field. And if you are just joining in late with us, I'm Alex running alongside the old venerable Josh Powers and our fantastic BEC-TV crew here this very cold but damp afternoon. Thankfully, the rain has been scared away for the time being.
Yeah, it looked like rain possibly earlier.
Oh, here's a little grounder to the third baseman, and he's on that one for the out, and that will be the first out of the inning.
Good pickup over there by Rivers at third to throw out Gilbert Lopez Humphreys.
And he is one of the Kennedy keystones in that outfield, so look for him making some plays possibly throughout the game. Let's go over the batting order for Kennedy right now. Joe Jeans, their leading run scorer this season, and one of the leaders from last season, back for another round. And that one finds the strike zone. A little bit of a bender to that one. Hitting just the outside part of the plate there. I like the location.
Hitting .444 this year, Alex. Joe has just been a machine.
And that one is low. Dirt ball. And it is 1-1. And after Joe Jeans, on deck is John Kern, another one of the big batters for Kennedy. Then you have Nico Lohman, Devin Barnum, another key player to keep an eye on. Tivin Klinger, big player on the basketball team for Kennedy. And here's a big ripper right to first base. And how about that? Nice play by the first baseman. And Quinn London makes a really nice play to get in front of that. And you know, it's so easy to flub those. You got to get down, get your body in front of it.
Yeah, and that's
nice clean play.
You said that there. That's the key thing. Lundin, that ball was hit well, so he knew he had time. Even if he just kind of got down on his knees and made a block on that one, he knew he had time to get up and get to the bag.
John Kern, the lefty, steps on in. And that pitch, little bender upstairs, tried to get into bite, but he's not taking the cheese, 1-0.
Kern also having a nice season, 368 average so far for him, 9 runs scored, which is second on the team.
And there's a monster pop-up. Look out, cars. And that one headed, well, I can't see.
That was about 5 feet from my car. Maybe we need to go down there and move it between innings. We'll see.
Make sure that you have your insurance on hand.
There you go.
1-1. Woo. Taking some heat on the inside, and it's now 2-1. The big thing for these Kennedy batters is they got to continue to work the rotation. Got to work the pitchers. Here's a nice rip, and it's going to get down in there, left center field, base knock. So John Kern is aboard, and the first Kennedy base hit of the game.
Kind of what we saw in the top half of the inning, just a nice piece of hitting by a lefty going the opposite way, drops it in for the first Kennedy hit of the game.
About finding those spots, and it's not just about getting the opposite field, it's about getting those gaps. Doesn't matter where you get it. Now big number 19, Nikolai Lohman, with that flashy light green bat, is going to spike that one foul. So Kennedy now starting to get some good contact right now off of Friedman. I mean, and that's, if you're Kennedy, what you want. I mean, even though that's a foul ball, it builds a batter's confidence sitting in that box and getting some contact. And Friedman's got to look out for that. And got him on the inside. Oh, boy, that's a pitch batters really hate. Nice location on the inside of the plate with that fastball going right at him.
Yeah, good
That's
movement.
what he needs to do.
We'll see if they get Kern in motion here with 2 outs. He hasn't stolen a base yet this year, but 2-out situation here. Lohman hitting .280.
And John Kern has not stolen any bases, to your initial point out earlier. And that one is just low enough to miss the strike zone. That was a pretty good pitch, though. Tough one to lay off, 1-2.
Nikolai leads Kennedy. He has 11 RBIs this year, also a home run, so he's got some power.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you want from your cleanup guy.
We'll see if we can get one here this afternoon. They're not too common in high school baseball. Looking to turn 2, cannot hear. And that throw is wild, and here goes Kern to third.
Well,
and
they put him.
Lohman gets to first base. How about that?
Well, exactly what I talked about just a moment ago, putting him in motion, and normally that would just be a force out at second, inning over, but because they put Kern in motion prior to the pitch, the only play was to first, and the short throw, error on the shortstop there, and Kern able to go over to third.
And that is on Maeda with the error. And that will bring around Mr. Devin Barnum to the box. So here's a big chance for Kennedy to drive in Kern, who's hanging out over there at third baggy. And a way outside fastball there starts the count at 1-0. And if you're Friedman right now, your focus is on the batter. You have 2 outs. And you have to pay attention to the runners at first and third, obviously. But you have to worry about getting that batter out, and that one is going to eat him there, and that's a run scored. RBI for Devin Barnum. It's John Kern coming home. So the Eagles able to strut across a nice little run there off that blast from Barnum.
An RBI there for Barnum.
They're working that left field quite nicely.
Yeah, RBI for Barnum and an unearned run for Southwest here in the first thanks to that error.
So we'll see how damaging that unearned run can be. And here's a little bit of a chopper. And he gets down to the shortstop, and did he get him? Was his foot on the bag?
Oh, they're going to say
He
safe.
was safe.
I think the base umpire was about to rule him out, and they looked at each other. The umpires did. The home plate umpire signaled safe,
Right.
and that's really his call there because he can see whether or not the first baseman stayed on the bag because of that angle. That base umpire really does not have a good look at it. So good communication by the umpires there, and they're going to rule that. Should be another error on Southwest here, as that was a relatively easy play. And that error should probably go on the first baseman if I was scoring it. That's not that far of a stretch. Should have been able to stay on the bag there.
Indeed, and it was a decent throw over by Maeda as well. He's had quite a bit of work cut out for him in this half of the first inning. Well, the bases are loaded. And that pitch tried to eat up Jack Tiemann outside, but nope, it's ball one, as that one was thrown way upstairs. Oh, and there's a nice solid pitch in there for a strike. Nice selection on the fastball, by the way.
Big spot here for Kennedy. They could really break this one open with extra base hit here early on.
And here is the 1-1, and that one is outside for ball two. Now the question remains whether or not Kennedy can bring these runs home, and that pitch is sky-bombed out to left center and into left field, wafting in the direction of the left fielder. And the catch made to end the inning.
Good start, though, for Kennedy. They take advantage of a couple of errors and get the first run up on the board.
Certainly so, and it's not just about getting those base hits. You got to bring those runs home. Kennedy looking to work that out next inning as we move on to inning number 2 here at Red Haddocks Field. It's a 1-0 Eagles lead when we come back. Well, the second inning starts with a ball downstairs, courtesy of Benjamin Cradle, which has done a really good job in the first inning, limiting the Minneapolis Southwest Lakers to no runs so far. And Kennedy having a successful inning, last inning, and that is down the line and foul. Oof. Just barely a fair ball. That was a pretty good looking rip right there from number 6, Charlie Taylor, the second baseman for the Lakers.
That one just fouled by a couple inches. I thought that was going to drop in fair, but just twisted. Kennedy fortunate there.
And there is a slight bit of wind out there, and it has been windy the past couple of days, not to mention wet and rainy. And I know that has become a broken record over the past few days here in Bloomington.
Let's go 6.
And the 1-1 delivery from Cradle is upstairs and into the ball. So 2-1. 2-1 on the way, and that one is downstairs. I like where he's trying to keep it. He's trying to keep it down low, trying to prevent as much contact as possible, and that's where you go. Power versus power right there. But the count is 3-1. He's got to hit the zone, though, and that one's going to get the dirt, and he walked him.
First walk issued by Friedman, or by Cradle, excuse me, as Friedman, the opposing pitcher, coming up to bat.
So it will be a PvP match right here.
Yeah, so the leadoff man reaching in each of the first 2 innings for Southwest.
And Cradle starts him out with a strike, and it is in the zone. And Cradle's not getting fancy here. He's throwing some really nice, solid pitches, and that's the way you want to keep it, nice and steady. And the 0-1 delivery is kind of half swung at, but it's down the line, and it will go foul.
Pretty big lead over there once again by Taylor. We saw that last inning as Olsen was picked off
after getting into quite a pickle.
On base. We'll see if Cradle throws over again.
Yeah, this Minneapolis Lakers team definitely knows how well Kennedy can play defense, especially limiting an explosive team in conference like Benilde. Last game to only 2 runs compared to their 5. That check swing went around, and it will be strike 2.
Scott just unable, the catcher Jack Scott just unable to block that one. So
correction, that's actually a strikeout.
Yeah, and since the runner was occupying first at the time of the pitch, doesn't matter that he went to second after the pitch was delivered. That's an occupied base at the time of the ball in the dirt. So the batter automatically out. First strikeout by Cradle, although the runner moves up.
So now you have that runner in scoring position. The tying run at second, and they going to try and pick him off here. Do they get him? They do. He's got him. Second pick off of the game for the Kennedy Eagles defense.
Well, just like the first inning, you're stealing outs right there. And Southwest needs to rethink their lead off of these bases, Alex. They're just being far too aggressive on these leadoffs and 2 pickoffs for Kennedy in the first 2 innings.
You also got to give credit to Cradle's awareness and knowing where he is and where his guys are on the diamond. And that pitch is ripped and just over the net, foul ball.
So just like the first inning, quickly 2 outs.
And now Julian Delago in the box faces 0-1 with those 2 outs. As this delivery is just outside with that fastball, it is now 1-1.
That's a very good miss right there. You can tell he wanted that outside corner. He didn't quite hit it, Alex, but he's right around that area. Like the control so far from Cradle.
Entices the batter, and that one did right there. He went around. That's a strike. And it's 1-2. A couple of nice pitches strung together by Cradle. Just going at him with the old reliable, the fastball. Let's see if he tries to throw a breaking ball here, and he did not. And that one, great hit off that pitch, and it's going to plop down in there, down the line and left. So how about that hit for Delago? And that was way, way up by the numbers inside. Nice turn. You got to really turn those hips around to get to those balls. Those are tough to hit.
Yeah, he did a nice job of just kind of throwing the barrel of the bat at it, Alec. He made good enough contact where found a nice spot over the third baseman's head, and a second hit for Minneapolis Southwest in this game.
And that one is ripped slick into left field, but yeah, not going to chase it that one down. Tiven Klinger tried to go at it, and that's another single.
All 3 hits now to left field. That was Sam Rivers with that blooper. So now 2 on, 2 out for Southwest. Kennedy needs to get out of the jam.
Question is Kennedy going to continue to play up? And that's difficult, especially with how much power this lineup has. And now Quinn Lundeen steps into the plate. And that one is ripped, but it's foul. And, ooh, that was deep out there in foul ground, left side of the field.
So they're definitely getting around on the fastballs right now of Cradle.
Cradle needs to be careful how he uses that fastball. Tried down and away. That's a good pitch selection there, but it hits the dirt.
Nice block by Jack Scott holding the runner at second. And with the outfield only playing kind of medium deep, even a hit to the outfield, not a certainty to score the run from second.
And there's a nice little chopper, gets the short. Oh, nope, that ate him up. Oh, that's an error on John Kern. And how about that? Delago strutting his stuff, coming home to score. And it's a 1-1 game.
Well, we saw an error by the shortstop lead to the run in the bottom half of the first inning, and same thing here. Kennedy gives it right back in the second. I think Kern rushed that throw. He was trying to get the lead runner at second, Alex, and he probably should have just tried to go over to first for the better chance of the out, and in rushing that throw, he never did pick it up clean.
So important to set yourself before you throw. And it doesn't just apply at the high school league, college and the majors as well. Well, maybe less of the majors. And that one is going to get jacked foul. Look out, TV truck. Ooh, that one landed right close to our production truck, and it is on the sidewalk and almost into the street. So they are getting some good contact, these Lakers. Oh, that run right there could not quite get a handle on it. And that is going to be a couple of free bases. So both runners now in scoring position for Minneapolis Southwest.
Yeah, you want to get this out right here because top of the lineup coming up in the form of Olsen after this. You've got your number 9 hitter, and Crater really needs to bear down and get this out and keep this a 1-1 game.
It's going to be a lot more difficult here after that high pitch. Count even at 2-2 for Benjamin Cradle. That one right to him, and it got out of his glove, scooped up by Kern, and he got him? He did, inning over. Rocket from Kern ends the visiting half of the second inning, but not before the Lakers scratch across a run on a Kern error. Way to make up for that error earlier with a nice throw to first.
Yeah, that was a great play by Kern to probably save 2 runs right there. Kennedy gets out with limited damage as it's tied at 1.
We are tied at 1, and that will send us to break. Home half of the second inning coming up from Red Haddocks Field, only on the Station of Champions in just a bit. Bottom 3 of the order, ready to lead off the home half of the second inning from Red Haddocks Field. And that one, a nice pitch down low and away for a strike. And so back out on the mound for the Lakers, Nick Friedman, after only giving up 1 run and loading the bases, averted near disaster early on. That one is popped and ripped deep behind the field and near the street. And a lot of power hitting comes into play in this game. And that is something yet to show itself, Josh.
Yeah, it's been all singles so far, Alex. We almost had a double last inning for Southwest. It just went foul, but so far it's been kind of station to station.
And there's a swinging third strike to hit the dirt, and the toss to first gets him one down.
First strikeout of the game for Friedman.
Get a little bit antsy last inning, but so far with that batter, regained his composure quite nicely.
Yeah, I mean, if not for the errors, Kennedy would be clean on the score sheet. So Friedman doing a nice job. He hasn't walked anyone yet. Defense has let him down a little bit behind him, but he's pitching well here in this third inning.
Jack Scott in the box, the catcher for Kennedy. Watches that ball outside in the other batter's box away from him.
Number 9
and I'm
hitter.
not sure what's going on there, but, well. Sorry. Well, amidst that hockey transition, my producer thinks that because I'm wearing BEC-TV hockey crew hoodie, it's my fault. So, but we'll see about that.
Scott, number 9 in the order. We'll go back to the top of the lineup after this at-bat. 3-0, so Scott can be a little bit picky here. Love to get a walk from your number 9 guy, and they did get that.
So he's going to lead off with the base on balls there. So Kennedy has done a really nice job getting guys on bases, although they have not been able to manage very many runs, and they're going to sub him out with number 16, Robert Turnbull. And if you remember this fall, he was one of the starting quarterbacks on the Kennedy Eagles varsity roster this season. You remember Robert Turnbull, don't you? Of course.
Absolutely. Athletic guy, no
doubt about that.
No doubt about why he's in there to pinch run. And, of course, that will allow Scott to put on the equipment and get ready for his catching duties next inning.
And now the top of the order, ready to go to work. Gilbert Lopez Humphreys, the center fielder. Very active for Kennedy this season.
Grounded out last inning, or back in the first inning for Kennedy.
Try to pick him off there. Has to get back to the bag on the dive, but he's able to still maintain his spot at first. Oh, good pitch. And a swing and a miss. It's going to be strike one.
Humphreys hitting .238 this year, 7 runs. Scored for him on just 5 hits, so he gets on base in other ways.
Wanted to try and bunt that one, it appears, and uh-oh, they got Turnbull on a rundown. And Turnbull trying to pull a sandlot play, and oh, that one ate him up. Did he get there? Oh! Shimmying that one to second base with a little shake and bake action.
Well, once again,
That's a sandlot play right there, if you remember that movie. Holy crap.
That should be the third error. Now, they only credited Southwest with 1 error back in the first inning, and they don't execute a simple rundown play there. So you're seeing Kennedy being awarded extra outs in this game. Turnbull can breathe a sigh of relief over there at second. He was in trouble for a long time there.
I mean, you really have to put on the moves in order to make a play like that. That probably is going to be one of the best plays of the year. Not just, I believe, overall between Kennedy and Jefferson here locally in Bloomington, but I think the entire conference.
I don't think you're going to see that in a coach's film room. They're just going to forget about that. We got the runner over to second somehow. We'll move on.
One, two, and looks at that one inside for ball 2. So Lopez Humphreys has done a really nice job working himself back even in the count here.
He's drawn 5 walks this year. And he might draw another one here. Good eye at the plate once again, as he's shown all season for Kennedy.
Oh, you just took that one right from the crowd chant, did you? There are quite a bit of people here spectating today's game. Always like to see that. And there is strike number 3 on Lopez Humphreys. There's 2 down. And Mr. Jack Scott ready to go to work the lefty.
After that, number 3, Joe Jeans.
Second strikeout for pitcher Friedman. see if the leading hitter for Kennedy can drive in the second run, Joe Jeans.
Keep an eye on him late. Nice play from third to first. Gets him for the out. A really nice throw by Earl Michael. Will end the second inning from Red Haddock's Field. Still knotted at 1. The Eagles and Lakers battling it out right here on BEC-TV. We'll be back for the third. Stick around, everybody. More baseball is on the way.
Will Olson.
Well, we are ready to start the third inning from Red Haddock's Field, and it is still a 1-1 game. And that is a strike on the inside part of the plate. And Benjamin Cradle sticking it out for yet another inning here. And he's done very decent so far for Kennedy throughout this game. Turn off the music, please.
Yeah, he's given up 3 hits in 2 innings and 1 run that was unearned, by the way. So both starting pitchers have given, their teams have given up 1 run, but both starting pitchers 0 earned runs.
With all stats considered, that's pretty good, especially against a team like the Lakers, which have really put their bats on those balls. And oh, what do you know? The sun is just starting to peek through the clouds. Oh, and boy, am I a happy man.
Well, we were expecting rain here.
Oh,
this one's hit out into left center.
Little blooper gets down. Oh boy, could not cut it off. Is the left fielder in Tyven Klinger. And that is going to be a single.
Yeah, long run for Klinger, just couldn't get there. Didn't keep it in front of him, but the outfield grass quite thick here at Red Haddocks, and that ball only got by him by about 5 feet. No chance for the runner to stretch that to 2.
And a really nice hit start the inning by Will Olson.
He's 2 for 2 now, Alex. Single to left back in the first inning as well.
So Kennedy needs to keep an eye on him. 1-0 pitch, and ooh, that one nearly bit him. As Bennett Walden going to work. Now stands with the count at 2-0.
Remember, Olson got picked off at first back in the first inning, so he's got to be careful. Good pitch right there. Good location.
Oh, yes, on the inside part of that play. Kind of half-checked the swing as he ran around, but either way, it's going to be called strike. Oh, good job getting back to the bag at first. That's something that the Lakers had difficulty early on the past couple of innings, was those leadoffs that got him into some trouble. Oh, and he's going to go for second base, looking for the steal, and He is in there, so Will Olson gets the steal to second base.
Well, you can see why they wanted to have him go in the first inning as well, Alex. He's got a lot of speed out there, and that throw was a little bit off target, but even if it was perfect, I think Olson would have gotten in there with the stolen base regardless.
Well, he waited till Cradle got set like that, and then he took off. And another good strike is going to bring the count full at 3-2. And that one tipped, and that one gonna go foul. So Bennett Walden hanging in there quite nicely. Say that again.
Here's the stolen base from base runner Olson, and you see the throw, even if it had been perfect, I think Olson got in there.
And well, there's your walk. So way to hang in there for Bennett Walden as he goes ahead and takes the stroll to first base. And now the shortstop, Gabe Maeda.
Trouble spot here for Kennedy. 2 on, nobody out. I don't think you'll see bunt here because you've got the number 3 hitter in Maeda up.
Right, and they're just looking to put this one on the ground in the gap, or one of those bloopers that we saw quite a bit on both sides during the last couple of innings.
Still, Kennedy has to prepare bunt. You never know.
That one just outside. In fact, way outside, upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, Cradle here needs to try not to over pitch. Just hit your spots.
And that one got him to go around. That's strike 1. And you can't worry too much about trying to place the ball too hard. You just got to let the mechanics work out. And like that right there, there's a couple of straight strikes, and suddenly it's 1-2.
That was a great location. Lower half, outer half of the plate. So Cradle ahead in the count here, 1-2.
See what he comes with here on the 1-2 pitch, and that curveball landed way upstairs for ball 2.
Well, he wanted to miss high there, but not quite that high. He was trying to entice.
Right, he was trying to get him with the high
up.
curveball, and that's a very nasty pitch to throw, and that one is jacked foul way behind the stands here at Red Haddocks Field. Cradle with the stretch, 2-2 on the way, and bit him. The runner is in at third, safe. And you can see the speed again of Will Olson, and that is going to go ahead and put both of the runners in scoring position.
Yeah, he got a great jump there. Cradle really didn't even, he glanced over, and after that first glance, Olson took off. Got a perfect jump, no chance to get him at third. So nice strikeout by Cradle, but good job by Southwest to take advantage of the situation, and even with the strikeout, they moved both runners up into scoring position.
Knowing that Cradle's focus was on the batter, striking him out. Took advantage of that. And another great pitch from Cradle. He's starting to heat up here. Look out. And that fastball's really working out for him.
Interesting here, Kennedy, early in this game, it's only the third inning, but they bring the infield in with less than 1 out. So they're really trying to cut down the runner at home.
And a good reason here to cut him in. Oh, there we go. The tag at third, and he got him.
Second base running mistake by Olson. He got picked off in the first inning. And then there, you got to hustle back to the base. He kind of hesitated, and that cost him. Really a heads-up play there by Kennedy to Devin Barnum to take advantage of that situation for the second out. And now just 1 runner in scoring position.
And Kennedy making that nice defensive shift to move all of the infielders up. And so Will Olson, after getting picked off, that one ripped into left field, and that will load the bases. And, oh, look out, dangerous. Charlie Taylor had to slide back in there, the throw home.
Yeah.
And he got him.
Wow.
And that is going to end the half inning. And Benjamin Cradle with a nice tag at home through that wild stretch.
Well, how
Way
about
to
that?
rebound.
What do you score that? You score that what, 6? Well, let's see here. We got 5 over to.
Well, while Josh is doing the math, we're going to go ahead and go to the.
Let's go 7 to 2 to 4 to 1 for the out. How about that?
How about it? Well, folks, home half of the third inning is coming right up on BEC-TV. Well, ready to start the home half of the third inning here at Red Haddix Field. And a nice big rip and a foul ball made by John Kern of Kennedy, who will lead off the inning.
Well, in the story of this game, Alex, it's still a 1-1 tie. Missed opportunities for Southwest. They have 5 hits on the board. They've committed 2, maybe 3 errors, 2 officially. They've made several base running mistakes in this game. They should easily be ahead, but instead it's a 1-1 score.
And that one popped up behind the plate. And I thought that one was going to hit the roof for just a second. You know, those pop-ups behind the plate, if they get the roof, boom! It's always fun when that happens.
John Kern 1 for 1 here so far today, singled back in the first.
See what he can do here. Nice little ripper to the first baseman. Oh, that ate him up, but nice backup play by the second baseman, but he's got his time! So how about that? John Kern is able to get in there.
Well, that'll be a E3 on the first baseman, and how about, that's even a double error right there, I would say, on Lundin, because he got down on himself for booting that ball, didn't hustle over to the bag. If he would have, they may have been able to get the out in time. Instead, he kind of hung his head, and that allowed Kern to get over to first base.
Very important to keep your emotions under check. And uh-oh, there he goes, taking up the second base. Oh!
Where you're just seeing right now Kennedy able to execute at a better level than Minneapolis Southwest. There should be 1 out and nobody on in this inning, and all of a sudden Kern into scoring position quickly for the top RBI guy on Kennedy's team in Lohman.
So now after that steal, the runner in scoring position, trying to bring him around, is Lohman as he gets thrown out at first base. So he does bring around John Kern to third base.
Well, I love
so they do advance the runner closer, 90 feet.
Yeah,
scoring.
Even though that was hit to the left side of the infield, I love the aggressive approach from Kern. He did not hesitate one bit, and the infield kind of slowed up that chopper enough that the third baseman, Rivers, had to come up inside of the line, and that allowed Kern to go over to third. So nice base running by Kern, hustling on that error, getting him to second and now to third base.
And now Devin Barnum is going to foul that one off. It appeared to be a check swing as he tried to come around, and it will put the count at 0-1. And a big dipper right there on that swing, and now all of a sudden it's 0-2. Very aggressive at-bat for Devin Barnum so far. And Nick Friedman has thrown some pretty nice pitches so far. About the last couple of innings, and that one just gets away.
Yeah, not a surprise they're ahead in the count. Wants to get that second out. Southwest also has the infield, not all the way into the grass, but it looks like they're trying to cut down the run here at home, just like Kennedy did back in the Southwest top half of the inning.
So the 1-2 is downstairs, just missing the strike zone. And that will even things out at 2-2. Great patience with that last pitch by Devin Barnum. And that's also a pitch that batters will mostly pass on. That's stuff that they don't really like. But that one right there got him looking. Strike 3, and that's going to be 2 down.
Third strikeout now for Friedman. Nice job painting the corner right there. Big out for Southwest.
And that's exactly what every pitcher wants to do. Paint those corners as Tyvin Klinger steps in and is going to receive the strike.
Tyvon reaching on that error back in the first inning.
And here's a rip right to the glove, and out number 3. A great play by Pete Slager. And that will end the inning. So no runs scored, and we are still knotted at 1. And on to inning number 4 when we come back right here on BEC-TV. Stick around, everybody. Ready and set to start the 4th inning of play from Red Haddocks Field. And Julian Delago, the second baseman. Nice play last inning to send it to the 4th. And he will take the ball just earlier for strike 1. Oh, big hack right there for strike 1.
Cradle starting inning number 4 for him.
And that one just missed the plate. Good pitch selection, though, going with that hard ball downstairs.
Delago 1-for-1 as one of the 5 hits for Southwest, the junior.
And receives that pitch inside at the knees for ball 3.
Cradle so far 1 run not earned on 5 hits through 3 innings. He's got 1 strikeout and a couple of walks.
So he is looking for a hit. Ooh! Right near the numbers as he will get walked again. And that will bring around Mr. Sam Rivers.
Sam Rivers.
Sam Rivers, the 6'3" junior, about to get his hacks.
Third walk now issued by Cradle in 3 innings.
And that pitch. Delivery to Rivers, and that one's going to take a little hop right in front of the glove, and guess who is going around to third, and he's going to go back to second. Thought about third, though, for Julian Delago.
Well, I think Delago, glad that you held up if you're a Southwest fan. That was looking like a potential another base running mistake for them. We've seen them get picked off twice. We saw them have recorded out in no man's land at third base, and that was almost near another disaster. Delago thought about getting greedy, but stayed put at second base.
And a big leadoff here, right as that pitch was thrown by Delago, goes back to the bag at second. And the count evens at 1-1. Big swing and a miss on a heater. Strike him out.
1-2 now. Cradle ahead in the count. Would love to record an out without that runner moving over to third.
And that's the strikeout that I misspoke on earlier, and the nice throw to first base gets him.
Nice job there by Jack Scott. Number 1 to block that pitch that was in the dirt, and then number 2, he checked the runner at second. Delago took a breath, checked the runner. He wasn't going anywhere, then made a nice throw over to first base.
Very smart decision, and that's why he's sticking it out. We're going on now 4 innings. And Kennedy trying not to use a lot of their bullpen. And that pitch just outside.
Third strikeout there for Cradle, misspoke earlier. 3 strikeouts now and 3 walks through 3 1/3 innings for Ben Cradle.
And Cradle's 1-0 is high and inside for the second ball. Delago on second. Lundeen is going to look at that. Called strike. Nice hard pitch, but nice and easy though at the same time.
Yeah, Cradle
didn't try and overdo it.
Cradle snapping off a nice curveball there that dropped right in the zone. I think he called that a strike, so 2-1.
And that one is going to drop for the second strike.
Carbon copy right there. Lundeen not keen on the breaking ball, so they go back-to-back, does Cradle.
Cradle is going to get that one. His pitch is hit, and the throw to first is made for out number 2.
Well, Cradle threw his 3rd consecutive breaking ball there, and it still kind of caught Lundeen a little off guard. He was able to wave at it, but it was a weak grounder over to short. Easy play for Kern, and now 2 out in the inning.
So some good Eagles defense. Keeping those Lakers bats at bay for the moment. Woo! Almost wore that one, had to spin around to get out of the way. Ball 1.
He's your number 9 hitter in the Southwest lineup. So if you're Kennedy, you want to get this third out here. Their leadoff guy Olson is 2 for 2 today in the batter's box.
Oh, that's a great pitch. On the outside part of the plate.
Correction, Olson in the on-deck circle. He's 2 for 2, so you want to get this out right here if you're Kennedy.
Can they get it here, 1-1? And that one's going to hit the dirt for a ball.
Good block once again by Scott to save a run there.
Look at the runner back to third base. And big swing and a miss, but that pitch is going to go right through Scott, and to score is Delago. It's a 2-1 lead.
So that'll go as a wild pitch. I believe that ball was in the dirt. And I'm not sure if the swing there by Keene kind of threw off Scott a little bit, but it just snuck under his glove, and Southwest has the lead 2-1.
And right now there is activity in the Eagles bullpen. Oh, and that one got him. And over to first for out number 3. And so the Eagles allow that one run on that wild pitch that got through Jack Scott. So overall, decent inning for Kennedy if you're talking about runs allowed. Now we'll see what Kennedy can do during the home half of the 4th inning. When we come back, we will find out that answer. Stick around. This game continues right here on BEC-TV. And Tiemann rips one foul to the left side and out of play along the ground. And it is a 2-1 game after last inning. A wild pitch brought in Julian Delago to home plate, and the Lakers now have that 2-1 lead, and that pitch thrown way outside for ball 1. And Josh, your thoughts on the last inning for the Lakers?
Well, they took advantage, didn't they? I mean, they're able to score on a wild pitch. They get on base with a base on
there,
balls.
And that's going to be a strike. It's 1-2 now, the count.
So Southwest able to score a run without the benefit of a hit, Alex, and able to take the lead.
Kennedy has to keep an eye on that pitching on the stretch as well as that fielding as well. Trying to limit those loose balls and those errors. Count is now even at 2-2 for Tiemann. Oh, and a looking call, 3rd strike gets him. And now there is one down.
That one looked a little inside from up here, Alex, just being honest, and I think that caught Tiemann a little bit off guard, but...
he kind of looked at the umpire for a split second and thought, really?
Yep.
Oh, big rip right by the 3rd baseman and gets in for a single. How about that hit by Justin Ekholm?
Nicely done there by Justin, just right down the line past the diving Rivers. No chance to get at that one. Just a well-placed hit for Ekholm. Didn't get all of it, so it wasn't a chance for an extra base hit, but still Ekholm making solid contact.
And now Jack Scott, the catcher, gonna get his turn to hack. And watches that one inside at the numbers.
Scott was frustrated at himself visibly there after allowing that ball to get past him to have that run score in. See if he can make up for it here at the plate.
Tries to here, that little grounder, and is thrown out. And a good stretch and catch by Lundeen is going to make the 2nd out.
Ekholm moving up to 2nd. He was on the go at that pitch, so easily able to get into scoring position. As you said, a nice stretch over there at first by Lundeen, able to grab that one.
You also got to credit the throw too by Rivers. Ooh. Wanted the upper outside part of the plate, couldn't get it. And it's 1-0.
Here's where you want Kennedy to connect in a situational opportunity here. You got your leadoff guy, Lopez Humphreys, up at the plate, runner in scoring position. with some pretty good speed in Justin Ekholm. So base hit to the outfield, likely to score Ekholm here with 2 outs, and a big spot here for Kennedy in the 4th.
That last pitch trying to go down and away with it, and it misses the zone again, ball 2. And here is the next pitch, and it hits the net behind the plate, and that is the first strike on the foul ball.
I like that aggressive cut there from Humphreys. 2-0. He wasn't trying to squeeze out a 3-0 count. He was aggressive. See if he does that again. Still ahead in the count.
It's important to work the pitcher if you're the batter in the count. And that one's low for a ball. And that one got away. Throw to third, and he got him. No, he didn't.
Oh my goodness.
It was safe.
Wow, looked like the throw is in plenty of time.
I thought that one got him, but apparently it did not.
Well, that's actually you called that out, Alex, the pinch runner there for Kennedy Turnbull. See if we can get another look at that one. The Southwest coach out for an explanation. The base umpire gives him an explanation. I don't think it's going to change his mood about that call
this.
one bit.
Ooh. That was awfully close, as we just saw there on the replay.
Looked like an out from here. Let's see if Kennedy can take advantage.
And they are going to walk Lopez Humphreys, are the Lakers. So that will put runners at the corners for Kennedy. Turnbull on third and Humphreys on first base. So big opportunity for Kennedy, and especially with Joe Jeans. And oh boy, here's a person that you really don't want to mess with when he's at the plate.
This is a great opportunity for Kennedy.
Leads the team in runs this year at 11 so far on the season. That's why, up the middle. And, well, it's going to be out at second base. Nice play made by the shortstop as Gabe Maeda ends the 4th inning of play from Red Haddocks Field. Kennedy close to scoring, but they are still 1 down, and we will begin the 5th in a few moments when we come back right here on BEC-TV. Well, the 5th inning about to commence as the Kennedy Eagles came so close with Robert Turnbull at third base. Just could not bring him home as the Lakers out in front 2-1 in this very tight battle. And that pitch low and in the dirt for ball 1. And another inning for Benjamin Cradle.
Yeah, starting
hung in there.
Starting his 5th inning of work. 5 hits, 1 run. It was not earned. 3 walks and 4 strikeouts for Cradle so far, but he's facing Will Olson, who's 2 for 2 today.
Oh, nice strike. Down low, and it's 1-1.
Olson, both singles kind of loopers into left center field here in this one. So you see the left fielder kind of into left center field territory already, trying to play the percentages, at least what Olson's shown in this game.
And with those base hits, Olsen has had his work cut out for him, especially with base running. Has had a little bit of difficulty.
Yeah, he was picked off of first back in the first inning, then was on third and did not get back to the base on a ground ball. Was tagged out at third for the second out of an inning back a couple innings ago. So it's been a bit of a struggle once he's reached base.
And of course, the Lakers know that he can get on base. The question is, can he stay on base if he does? Knowing the last couple of times, he does get on base.
He's going to get another chance. That's the fourth walk now for Ben Cradle.
Well, we'll see how he plays. The Baggies here.
You saw activity last inning in the Kennedy bullpen. Don't see any so far here. We'll see if that changes with the leadoff man aboard.
And there is activity right now as we speak in the bullpen for the Lakers. And there's a check throw to first. He's in there, trying to keep him honest there.
Well, I'd throw over there too. You never know what will
Yeah.
happen with Olsen on the base pass here in this one.
Last two times it's gotten a couple of outs. And another check throw is going to keep him square on that bag. They don't want him going anywhere.
He did steal second last time he was on base, so they know he's got good speed. There he goes again.
Uh-oh. The throw, and he's in there. And as you were mentioning, Josh, nice discipline there to stay there first and waited until.
Well, he's got good enough speed, Alex. He doesn't need to be risky and take all these chances. He can just utilize the great speed that he has, take a reasonable leadoff, and you see there, easily able to get down to second and steal his second base of the game.
Getting a bit of a leadoff right now at second base, and that one near the helmet of Will Olsen. No, correction, Bennett Walden.
Yeah, interesting there because Walden, with two on and nobody out a couple innings ago, did not bunt. Here, with only one on, he squares to bunt. He squares again.
He's going to bunt here, and the throw to first is in time. And Lohman trying to get the footwork down and put that foot on the bag with the ball in the glove. Just barely does for that out.
So the sacrifice will not count against Southwest, and now Olsen moves up to third with less than 2 outs. Kennedy brings the infield in, trying to cut down this run.
Very smart decision with the sack bunt. There are no outs, and that one was close. And Jack Scott able to get some nice hustle in there after that ball.
Well, he really reacted to that one nicely, and I think that's why I kept that runner Olsen over at third.
Especially with his speed.
And now a visit to the mound. First visit here for Kennedy. Maybe to give time for the bullpen to warm up a little bit. I don't think you're going to see a pitching change yet, but I think they just want to talk through this situation right here. As well as a second added byproduct is to give the bullpen a little bit more time to warm up in case they want to make a change after this batter.
And there is definitely plenty of activity down there. And so while they're meeting, you know, we kind of hinted at it before during the pregame about the standings. And you know we talked about the Metro West standings. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 3A Metro standings across the state.
Yeah, you've got De La Salle at 5-1, Hutchinson 6-1, Fridley, St. Thomas Academy, Monticello, then the bottom half Red Wing, Waconia, Minneapolis South, not Southwest, Minneapolis South, Richfield, and Como Park.
Let's go, King!
And Richfield definitely a wild card in those top 10. Definitely don't see them in there too often, especially ranked statewide.
Como Park is under 500 at 2-3, so.
Let's go, King!
I mean, it's still relatively early in the season. Look out, that chopper goes from cradle to the bag for out number 2.
Well, that's exactly what you're hoping for if you're Kennedy Cradle.
6, Jacob.
Grounder right back to him. Couldn't plan it out any better if you're Kennedy. No chance for runner Olsen to go anywhere. Kennedy gets the second out. And now the infield moves back a couple steps.
And a nice job on that last play by Cradle, getting down in front of the ball.
Come on now, kid. Face knock now.
So 2 outs, and that pitch way outside and low for ball 1 to Charlie Taylor.
Taylor 0
Had to
for 2.
lean back for that one.
0 for 2 with 2 ground outs, or correction, he's 0 for 1, a ground out and a walk. Excuse me.
You're excused.
Thank you.
Oh, try to get him to bite upstairs. Good pitch. Tough one to lay off, though. Ball 3.
Pitcher Friedman on deck. Base is open.
And that one low. That's ball 4. And William Scott right now in the bullpen for Kennedy, just taking that jacket off. So we could come to see him play pretty soon.
Keep our eye on these runners here. You've got Taylor over at first, and you got the speedy Olson over at third. So the pitcher at bat, you never know what can happen. The Southwest might try to manufacture a run here without trying to get a hit in the field of play.
And a big chopper over to first. Oh, he dropped that one. Oh, boy. And Loman dropped that throw. And Nick Friedman is going to have his first base. And it is now a 3-1 game as Will Olson on that came around to score.
That's going to be an error. I think that's going to go actually on Loman, the first baseman. The throw,
and that is an error.
Yeah, it wasn't a perfect throw by any means, Alex, but I think Loman knows he should have come up with that one. And it cost Kennedy a run.
But at least the ball didn't get too far away from him, and we've seen a few of those in this game so far, haven't we? Especially early on.
It has not been a clean game by any stretch.
It's a matter of whether or not who can stay the cleanest, and that one right to Cradle, and the toss to first mercifully ends this inning.
Well, second consecutive inning where Southwest has manufactured a run, Alex, without getting a hit. So they're starting to do the little things right now that have paced them out to this 3-1 lead.
And George Walker definitely has some things to go over with his crew. When we come back, the home half of the 5th inning will be underway, and we'll see what Kennedy can do. So stick around. Baseball is still on. Well, ready for the home half of the 5th inning from Red Addicts Field in East Bloomington. And last inning, Another run came in for the Lakers off of a non-hit. That was off of an error, courtesy by Lohman at first base.
Runs now for Minneapolis Southwest, and that's the lead right now. We have a new pitcher in, by the way. It's Julian Del Lago, so the book closed on Frederickson. His final numbers: 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run. It was not earned, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. And he is in line for the win if Southwest maintains the lead.
Certainly so, and Julian Del Lago out on the mound. You know, this is not a position that he has played or as he has listed. In fact, his alternate position other than second base is at catcher. Showing his arm there. Try to get him with a little breaking ball on the inside, but it's 3-1 now the count.
Important inning for Kennedy. You've got your 3, 4, 5 hitters up, Alex, so they can get some runners on. They can try to chip into this lead, and there you get one on here.
So Kern takes off the guard and heads over to first base. And with a little bat trade-off, Del Lago will have to deal with Lohman. And now Del Lago, slight talk with the catcher on the mound.
Up to that, number 19, Nico Lohman.
Lohman 0 for 1, reached on an error and grounded out. Would love to get his first hit of the game and move over Kern.
And a great pitch, down and away for a strike. So some pretty decent pitches thrown so far by Del Lago on the mound.
Yeah, he's got good velocity. We saw good movement on a curveball that he tried to throw last at bat.
And the check throw to first base is going to keep John Kern at the bag. And Tiemann topped that one a little bit too much as that one went foul.
Yeah, it probably would have been better served. That looked a little high. Tried to jump on that one. Just got a little out in front of it.
Too enticing. And it is now 0-2. Oh, hack low for that one, strike him out, and they're gonna get him at second. How about that? 2 for the price of 1.
Excellent job there by Southwest. Good throw down there by Alex Barbastis, the catcher. And just well executed there all the way around by Minneapolis Southwest. And now Kennedy no on 2 outs here in the 5th.
So that is going to bring up Devin Barnum. Looks at that one. Ooh, nice pitch inside for a strike.
And that was a hit and run, by the way, and that was a good idea to throw that one outside of the zone by Del Lago, forcing Lohman to chase it. Couldn't get a bat on it.
That one is ripped foul and out of play. So I like Del Lago's choice of working the inside part of the plate, and he's gotten some good movement on his pitches so far.
Yeah, working
that's where you want to have it, especially when it comes to the release.
Working ahead in the count again to Barnum.
Nice hit by Barnum, and he is going to get tossed out at first base. And a good play is made to end the inning. On to the top half of the 6th inning. And the Lakers will go back to work with the bats when we come back on BEC-TV. inning, new pitcher for Kennedy as William Scott takes the mound in place of Benjamin Cradle. And here's first pitch.
Let's go over Scott's numbers. This is his third appearance. He's 1-0, Alex, 4.67 ERA, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned.
So Kennedy looking to get some good production out of him in this inning for sure. 2-0. And that one found the dirt for ball 3.
Sam Rivers 1 for 2, singled in the second, struck out in the fourth. Comes to bat here in the top half of the 6th. How about Southwest trying to improve to 5-0?
And that one a nice strike. Working himself back. 3-1 in the count. And the question is, does Scott pull the breaking ball here? Does not. That fastball is line fair and then went foul. So now 3-2, full count on Sam Rivers. And the 3-2 pitch, rip fair. And the throw is not in time.
Devin Barnum he just waited too long to throw that, Alex. He gathered himself, and credit Southwest for hustling down the bag. Rivers just sprinted there, and it was a long throw for Barnum. He just waited too long. Could have been a little bit more urgent with that one.
Thinking a little bit too much about trying to get set with that throw.
Yep.
Taking his time.
Yeah, remember that was the error back last inning that allowed Southwest to score. A little bit of an errant throw.
And a bunt here, a little bit of a sack bunt is going to go foul. They're trying to move him around to scoring position, but that time just 8 foul ground as we take a look at that last play there. Just beating the throw.
And they do give Rivers a base hit credited with that one. With the number 8 hitter, we would expect the bunt to still be on here as Barnum comes in at third.
Lundeen bunts, and that one's going to get popped foul, and it's now 0-2. So that really puts him in a tough spot. You bunt, you have the chance, bunt it foul, there's strike 3. Yep, you're done.
Yeah, usually the bunt comes off here.
So we will see what he decides to still keep bunting or decides to try and put it in play with the old yacker. Watches that ball.
Good miss right there by William Scott, just off the corner, but that's, you could tell that was the spot that he wanted to throw it right to that outer part of the plate.
That's what you want to do. You want to try and get him to bite. 1-2 pitch, and that looper just missed. And now it's even at 2-2.
Yeah, that breaking ball just didn't quite snap off enough, and it stayed high in the zone. Big lead over at first.
And they're going to check him down. He's back to the bag in time. And there's that lead off again at first. And that one is sky popped all the way into foul territory. This one is going to be caught behind the fence by Will Olson near the bullpen. And out of play. 2-2.
Lundeen 0 for 1, reached on an error and grounded out.
2-2 count with Rivers on first, and he hits this one into play. Barnum, the throw to first, gets it, and to second, and that one not going to get down. So there is one out. They do get the out at first base. Good throw that time by Devin Barnum.
Rivers was off with the pitch, so no chance to get him at second. Barnum did a nice job of getting the sure out at first.
Good
The
throw
only
by
out,
Lohman to
only
try
out
and,
he could get.
right, and a good throw by Lohman to try and get the chance at that double play with Rivers advancing to second, but it is too late. And as we take another look, there's the throw back. A little bit low in the dirt. Not quite set enough. And so he will watch that fastball go downstairs for a ball.
Ninth batter in the order, Keene, 0 for 2 today, grounded out in the second and struck out in the fourth.
And he is going to pop this one up. Jack Scott, runner it, and nope. And instead, Barnum is going to make the play. There's 2 down. Nice catch in foul ground. So far, some pretty nice series of pitches from William Scott on the mound for Kennedy.
Yeah, he's making Southwest put the ball in play. That's what you want to do out of the bullpen.
And the contact has not been clean for the most part for Minneapolis Southwest.
Well, he should be out of this.
Uh-oh, that one
should be out of this inning already.
could have been a pickoff as the throw gets there, but
he hasn't
was
had a
way
ball
away from the bag trying to get Rivers there on that pickoff.
He hasn't had a ball hit out of the infield yet. The problem is now he's facing Olsen. He's 2 for 2 with a walk, so he's been on base all 3 previous at-bats in this game.
And here's the pitch. That one line drive foul ball, and it will be now 0-2. Correction, that is 0-1. Getting a little ahead of myself. Here's 0-1 pitch, and that one is the ball 1-1.
Southwest has had all those postponements early on in the season, had their first 4 games.
But that hasn't slowed down their
Postponed.
offense. That is not one bit. You mentioned in pregame, and that one, look out. That one is going into the street and nearly hit a car passing by. Still pretty good contact for Olsen, though, at the plate. And he has been around the block in this game on the bases. Looking to get on here, but nope, that one easy play. Tagging on to first base is Lohman to end the inning. So Kennedy able to shut down run production for the Lakers, and they will have their turn with the bats when we come up as the bottom of the 6th inning continues this game. All right, home half of the 6th inning has officially started. And so a nice inning pitching-wise for Kennedy. William Scott doing a really nice job with the pitch selection and really forcing those batters for the Lakers to really work to try and make contact, but it wasn't really good contact, and they did not allow any runs across the plate.
That's what you want out of your bullpen. Probably should have recorded 4 outs there, but unscathed. But now the Kennedy Eagles need offense. They trail by 2. We're getting kind of late in this one.
And Delago threw a strike. Good location down and away. Or inside, rather, 1-1. Good solid strike there by Delago, and he is ahead in the count 1-2.
Tyvon Klinger 0 for 1, reached on an error, and then back in the first inning flew out in the fourth.
And this one is going to get shot foul. And even though that is foul, that is still contact, and Kennedy needs to get that rhythm back that they did have in inning number 1.
Good job.
His swing and a good eye there lets
Yeah.
that ball go away, 2-2.
Great job to lay off of that by Klinger. That was a breaking ball breaking away from the plate, able to hold up.
2-2. Good hit, and Klinger is going to get to first base on that. That's an error. Oh, that one ate him up.
We'll see. That was going to be a tough play either way, and that was the starting pitcher over there in Friedman trying to charge that one. Good job by Klinger to hustle down the line, and that was going to be a tough play from the beginning there for Southwest. We'll see if it goes. Looks like they're going to give Kennedy a hit on that one, so Klinger now 1 for 2.
So Kennedy having your guy on first base, and Izzy's checked down to first. Klinger stays with it. Tiemann now in for Kennedy, the lefty, ready to do work. That's a tough pitch to lay off for Delago. Wanted that down and inside pitch on the batter, but just couldn't hit the zone.
Tiemann hitting .286 this year, 0 for 1 today.
And Tiemann is going to watch that strike down in the zone as Delago working that bottom part of the plate on those last couple of pitches quite nicely. And the count stands now at 1-1. And that one is in the dirt. 4-2.
Nice job there by the Southwest catcher, Barblada with the block. Both teams with 6 hits in this game.
Oh, and a quick time called by Tiemann at the plate. Needed a moment to think about it. Tiemann trying to, what would, oh, that's a bunt, and it goes foul. And as I was about to say,
Interesting there.
Tiemann stepping out and stepping back in, trying to disrupt Delago's rhythm on the mound.
Well, interesting there, 2-1 count. Now Kennedy's down by 2 runs, and they have Tiemann squaring to bunt. There probably won't anymore with a count of 2-2, but maybe they were trying to catch Southwest off guard there with the surprise bunt, as he had not squared earlier in the at-bat.
Looking to put it in play here. The 2-2 pitch, and that one is fouled away and to the backstop.
Good job to stay alive there by Tiemann. That was a pitch designed for a strikeout. It was a breaking ball moving down and in against the left-handed hitter, and Tiemann did a nice job to adjust his swing and get a piece of it.
Bringing those hips around, that's what it's about. And that one ripped right to Delago. That's going to be an error, and Klinger is going to cling on to second base.
That's why staying alive is so important. You never know what can happen. We've seen 2 kind of swinging balls in the infield. Neither one has gotten out of the infield. That's going to be also ruled a hit. Another tough play, but Alex, you talk about putting balls in play. We've seen Minneapolis Southwest not execute crisply at times in this game, and that's why that little foul tip there, staying alive by Tiemann in that at bat, that awarded him another pitch. He's able to put it in play. Now Kennedy has 2 on and nobody out.
Even if it's foul ball, getting good contact on that baseball is very important to a batter's morale. Good pitch to start him out on the inside. It's 0-1 to Justin Ekholm.
Ekholm singling down the third base line in his last at bat.
And we'll see what he can produce here, 0-1. And that one was behind his head.
That's a great stop by Barbatsis. He really reached to his left to prevent both runners from moving up. As that we've seen the very good curveballs and breaking balls from Delago. That was not one of them, Alex. That was that slipped out of his hand at delivery. They're fortunate not to have runners move up.
And that one down the third base line, just as he did the last AB. Is he going to beat the throw? Yes, sir, he is.
And that was a good call by the base ump there. Ekholm did get that foot down in time. Good hustle down the line by Ekholm. Strong play by the third baseman Friedman to try to get the double play, but just not enough time to be able to pull that off. But Southwest does get the first out of the inning.
Ooh, if we can rewind that just a little bit to see where his foot was on the bag. Bring it in slower just a bit and stop it. Oh, that is a great call by the umpire.
And you see how far that base ump is on the left side of your screen there. That is not, this isn't like the major leagues where you got to ump at every base. That base ump, he has to cover all those bases most of the time, and a great job to make the right call on a split-second play.
Let's see that one more time. Man, was that close. And a fantastic look from our crew here this afternoon. That is a really awesome look. Thank you so much. And that one got away and knocked out our mic.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that hit right into our microphone. We've had some trouble with equipment here the last week. We had a camera tip over at Jefferson High School last week. Now a passed ball hits a microphone. Both runners move up, though. Kennedy will take it. They're in scoring position. Kennedy can tie it here, potentially with a hit to the outfield.
There's only one out. And that one is way outside as Jack Scott stares that one down. So now it is 2-0.
Looks like we've got our microphone back and working down there.
Oh, good strike. Good off-speed change right there.
I don't mind that take right there from Scott. It's the 9th batter in the order. You got your leadoff guy up next, and the 2-0 wasn't right down the boulevard. Oh, and now they are loaded.
That one good. And he is going to have his base after getting nailed with that meatball. Woo.
Well, it's going to sting tomorrow, but it feels good right now because Scott knows he's able to get on base. He'll happily trot down to first.
And that's where Jared Mountain is going to come out and have a little conversation with Delago.
And if you want a ball to hit you, that's probably about the best possible spot. You could wear that one. And he'll trot back and get his catcher gear on. And Kennedy can take advantage of the situation right now. Bases loaded, one out, top of the lineup coming up, Alex. And the time is right now for Kennedy if they want to come back in this baseball game.
Most certainly, and the production that you have gotten from those top guys in this game has been pretty decent.
Yeah, Kearns got on base twice. Lopez has got on base twice. So it's been an off game for Loman, but maybe he's due.
Look out, Robert Turnbull, substitute runner over at first base, and we know how he plays.
Well, he can't get too aggressive. He's got two guys in front of him.
Yeah.
But we know he has got some good speed.
Oh, and he's got some pretty good maneuvering skills, as we saw early on in this game, getting out of that pickle. And I don't know how he got out of that one, but that's stuff that you really can't teach.
Well, he got out of it because Southwest had a ball go off the top of their glove. They did not execute.
Of course, getting an assist from that. And there's only one out. Oh, very late on that swing by Lopez Humphreys.
Yeah, he did not have his mind made up on that one. Important to note here, Southwest has the infield in at the corners. They'll try to get the double play on the ground ball to the middle infielders.
That one was way high, and so the runners will stay put.
No better eye at the plate than Lopez Humphreys for Kennedy. He's drawn 6 walks this year, the senior. Big spot for him. Kennedy trying to keep this 4-game winning streak going.
And late in the game, Kennedy can really make some good plays down the stretch. Whoa. It's a tough pitch to watch if you're Lopez Humphreys. Really good location by Delago. Down and away.
Not much you can do with that one. Tip of the cap to Del Lago on that one.
And that one is going to pop into left center and is going to get pulled down. And here we go. Is the sac fly going to get there? And the run is going to score. Jack Tiemann strutting his stuff to home plate. And it's now a one-run game.
Bat 3, go G.
There is 2 outs, so that sac fly does bring the runner home.
So an RBI for Lopez Humphreys, his second RBI of the year.
Take a look at Tiemann. Nice hustle to the plate.
Ekholm does move over to third with 2 outs, so that's important for Kennedy. He was able to tag and go from second to third. Oh!
Whoa! Ouch!
Joe Jeans hit by the pitch.
2
They're loaded
HBPs.
again.
And so now that should draw some concern from Jared Mountain, the other assistant coaches for these Lakers and what they're going to do.
Well, the stage is set for Kern. Kennedy's left 5 runners on base so far in this game through the first 5 innings. And this is a situation now they can take the lead with a base hit.
And here is the 0-0 delivery. And
Oh.
ooh.
If
And
you're
Lago
Kern-
right now needs to settle down.
If you're Kern, you would maybe hoping that would clip the back of your shoe. That would be a nice spot to get hit by a pitch, and Kennedy would have tied the game there.
And that one very close to Kern, and again, another ball.
Well, I'd really be surprised to see a swing here. You had a couple hit by pitches in this inning by Del Lago. Now he's behind 2-0.
And that one is outside, and ooh, just getting back to the bag, and then take it off for home. It's Justin Ekholm, and the slide in. Not going to get in there.
The run will count, though, and Kennedy has tied it at 3.
And so Turnbull not able to get to third base after being tagged, but that's it. What you want if you're Kennedy is you really want to tie this game up, and they did that here in this inning. See the slide on that replay. And so we are going to go on to the 7th inning of play, final inning of baseball underway from Red Haddocks Field in just a short moment. So we are back for the final inning of baseball. Kennedy was able to tie this game at 3 runs apiece. And looking at that strike is Bennett Walden. And the count is now 0-1. And William Scott still on the mound for Kennedy. He has done very well down the stretch here for the Eagles. Try to get it with a pitch inside there on the changeup. And, well, that's going to be a ball. And the 1-1 check swing is a called strike. And if you are wondering, the bases are not loaded, by the way.
Last part of the inning, but Southwest able to get out of it.
Oh, here's a big rip. Down the line, left, and foul. Pretty good contact by Walden.
Furthest we've seen a ball hit in this game. Fortunately for the Eagles, it was well fouled. But how about Kennedy coming up with 2 big runs there in the 6th, Alex? Playing a little small ball.
And that's what this game has been about, the little things. Oh, strike him out. And there is one down. Good pitch location on the inside, going right at the batter. That's what you want.
To recap that last inning for Kennedy, you had a walk, 2 hit by pitch, and Kennedy was able to get 2 runs without a base hit. Actually, excuse me, you had 1 base hit there for Kennedy.
And that base
but it was
huge.
a wild inning to say the least. Actually, correction, 2 hits. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. 2 hits for Kennedy,
man.
2 hit by pitch, but neither hit went out of the infield. So Kennedy, without getting a ball out of the infield, gets 2
right
runs.
To the glove, and the throw to first is in time for out number 1. Number 2.
Maeda now 0 for 4 today. Not the best numbers you want from your number 3 hitter.
Hit that last one right to John Kern. Made a nice throw. Kennedy looking for a big out here.
And have a chance to win it in the 7th.
Charlie Taylor taking his stance, and oh boy! That is foul.
Boy, that's 2 of them
that
just
was
foul.
Way out there. Way out there. As Klinger ran it down, but couldn't quite get under it.
Taylor did that back in the 2nd inning, looped one over there that just went into foul territory. How about the job here in relief duty for Scott? He's really done a nice job, solid 6th inning. Gave up the 1 hit on the grounder to 3rd, and it's been perfect so far here in the 7th.
And just like in real estate, location, location, location. And a good pitch down and away. Doesn't hit the zone, but it's still a good pitch nonetheless. Tough one to lay off.
Let's go, Taco.
Oh, that one got him to go around, and the count now is at 1-2. I like the idea here of Scott trying to keep the ball downstairs. It stays in the ballpark, and really, if you're Kennedy, that's where you want to keep it.
Yep, good point. He's recorded 2 ground ball outs as well as a strikeout.
Oh, he got under this one, and he's going to fly out right to the glove of Eckham, and Kennedy is going to put away the side. No runs across, and Kennedy now down 2 runs, has a chance to win it in the final half of the 7th inning. When we come back, stick around to see if Kennedy can finish the comeback right here on BEC-TV. Well, how about them Eagles? A 2-run 6th inning and a 1-2-3 inning defensively for the Eagles, and what a great job that William Scott has done on the mound throughout this game down the stretch. Now putting Kennedy in a position to win this game, being down 2 runs. And with John Kern, your senior shortstop, up to the plate, Kennedy looking to do some damage leading off here, and that one to the screen and foul ball.
New pitcher for Minneapolis Southwest, Will Olson. We've obviously seen him throughout this game, but now stepping onto the rubber. Remember, Kern was at bat during that sequence where Kennedy scored the tying run and then had the runner thrown out at third, so he starts this inning.
And he will look at that ball for a 1-2 count.
Kern has been on base twice. He's 1 for 2. Actually, he's 1 for 1 with a walk, a hit, and a reached on an error. So he's been on base actually all 3 times. Working it to 2-2 now.
So Kennedy in the perfect position.
Just need a home run here, right? How about just a home run? Let's end it.
Oh, nice hit here to the second baseman. And a quick throw over to first. Oh, instead of going on the bag, how about that? Lundeen is going to tag him out. There's one down, and that's a big sigh of relief if you're Minneapolis Southwest getting John Kern out.
Yeah, he was wanting to get that lead runner out. This throw is well off target. And Lundeen doing the smart thing there. Just knowing that Kern was coming down the line, go ahead and tag him for the sure out.
The first baseman, Nikolai Lohman. Watches that breaking ball get in there for a ball.
See if the big man could get going. It's been a bit of a struggle this year. We know his power numbers. Maybe we can put a charge into one here.
Oh,
he was trying to.
Hacker right there for strike 1.
Well out in front of that pitch from Will Olson.
Those inside pitches, it's important to sit back and get that rotation going. Another looper, just missed the strike zone on that curve. It's 2-1.
Good pitch from Olson, just didn't get the call there.
Why did he get him to bite? But that one is going to find the zone. Nice hard ball in there. And the count is even at 2-2. And now it's 3-2 the count.
Lohman, you know he's just kind of chomping at the bit. Olson doesn't have the biggest speed. Good patience to lay off that one.
And that curveball is going to send him down swinging for strike 3, and now there's 2 down.
Second strikeout for Lohman, and first strikeout for Olson.
And now Devin Barnum with 2 outs. Looking to start a rally here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Fourth strikeout for Southwest pitchers today.
Try to get him with a curveball fishing down low, but well, he won't bite, and it's 1-0. Devin Barnum, one of the many seniors on this Kennedy baseball roster, as he gets that 0-1 pitch to the backstop. Nearly hitting our microphone again, as it had been hit earlier in the game, not by him though.
Olson really working quickly. He does not take much time.
Just missed the black, and it's now 2-1.
One out away from extra baseball here, Alex. It's been a quick game.
And there is a monster pop, and this one to center field, and the play is made. So we will have extra baseball. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? 8th inning about to commence when we come back from Red Haddocks Field. It's a 3-3 game. Well, the start of the 8th inning, as extra baseball is on the way, and thanks to a 2-run 5th inning tying this game at 3, that ball goes foul. Kennedy Eagles looking to finish their comeback that they did start in that 6th inning, although no runs came across for either team in the 7th inning. Both teams are trying to have the final say here in the 8th.
Well, it's been a pretty even game. Kennedy with 7 hits, Southwest with 6. 3 errors for Southwest, 2 for Kennedy.
Whoa! Change up, gets in there.
William Scott's doing a really nice job. This is 3rd inning of work. No runs allowed in the first 2, just 1 hit, and that was a ground ball to 3rd base, kind of almost a routine play. No walks, 1 strikeout. He's been very solid.
Another solid pitch upstairs. Tried to get in to bite, but he doesn't go around. It's 1-2. And Scott has had really nice pitch selection throughout his part of the game. He has a really nice location. In addition to that pitch selection that has really assisted Kennedy's defense, as that has popped into left field. And getting under it is Klinger for out number 1.
Hitters 5, 6, and 7 here in the 8th for Southwest. Now the current pitcher, or the second pitcher of record, Del Lago, stepping back in.
And Del Lago will watch that pitch go downstairs and away for ball 1.
1 for 2 today, a walk and a single.
So they are hoping that he gets on base here. And that one is going to get racked foul, and it's 1-1.
Kennedy on a 4-game winning streak. Southwest, they've only played 4 games. They've won all of them so far. This is by far their lowest scoring total, and this is in extra innings. Previous low was 8,
Whoa.
So Kennedy really doing a nice job limiting the offense for Southwest.
And that pitch high and inside for a strike just got the zone, and it's now 1-2. So Scott playing downhill, and that one ripped right towards Barnum, and he makes the throw to first. We'll get him, and there are 2 down.
Nice play by Devin Barnum. Really stayed down on that ground ball, and then that might have been his best throw over to first base in this game, right on target. Kennedy showing you the defense once again.
It's not just about that, and it's about the little things, what this game has been about. It's about getting set, and he has shown a lot of that in his plays that he has made as far as the throws are concerned, and a good pitch there, but it will be a ball.
This game's going to be won and lost on detail. We've had 13 hits in this game. All of them have been singles. Hasn't been a lot of huge explosion offensively. It's come down to situations in which team has made mistakes. And so far through 7 innings plus, it's both teams have made about the same number of mistakes, which is why we're in extra innings. Hasn't been perfect for either team, but 1 or 2 plays here is going to decide this one.
Sam Rivers with the 1-1 is going to crack that one. Oh, and hit somebody's car in the parking lot. Look out.
Didn't hear any glass, though, so that's the good thing.
Yeah, that's the good thing. Well, that one will literally leave a dent. So I guess you could call that a dinger?
It was moving.
Another hard rip goes foul. And Devin Barnum chases that one, not going to get it.
Again, almost every hitter, William Scott working ahead. Again, 1-2 in the count. He can really be aggressive, throw his pitches. Trying to complete his 3rd scoreless inning in relief.
And Sam Rivers not making it any more easier. Nice stop right there as the ball hit the dirt on that one hop.
Southwest
will be 2-2.
Southwest has had just 1 hit since the 3rd inning. So the Kennedy relief pitching here with Scott has really done a nice job, as did the starter, to finish off his duty.
Oh, boy. At swinging 3rd strike. And the throw down to first base. We'll get him. So Jack Scott, really nice play there to throw down the first base. And also a nice block, too, on that pitch that went into the dirt. And so we are going to go on to the home half of the 8th inning as extra baseball continues from Red Haddocks Field right here on BEC-TV. So extra baseball continues now in the bottom of the 8th inning with Tyven Klinger getting things kicked off for Kennedy. And looking to push across that extra run to win. And Will Olson will stay on the mound for the Lakers. That fastball downstairs for a ball.
Hitters 6, 7, and 8 for Kennedy. Klinger, Tiemann, and Ekholm scheduled.
And Klinger looks at that ball, goes outside for the 2-0 count.
This is an important runner. If they can get him on base any way here, you got the bunt in play. Sets the table for Kennedy.
And that pitch is going to delay that for the moment. And it is now 2-1. And Klinger is going to rip it slick right into center, but he's able to make the play.
It's one of the better hit balls all game by either team. Just hit right on the button, but straight out to center field. And a relatively easy play for how hard that ball was hit. Good swing there by Tyven Klinger.
But he got the contact that's most important. Kennedy's going to need some more of that. Here's Tiemann. And his teammates yelling from the dugout, "Wear that!"
I don't think you want to be taking a ball up near the helmet area. That's one where you get out of the way.
You don't want to know what a beanie feels like.
You get out of the way of that one.
Ugh. Now the count is 2-0. And he is going to look at that strike.
Well, we saw Klinger be aggressive on a nice 2-1 count. Here's another 2-1 situation.
And aggressive there as that ball is going to splash on the net foul, and it is 2-2 even.
Just Tiemann just a hair late on that one. Wouldn't be surprised if Olson goes off speed here. There it is, and there's the strikeout.
But it's the looper, and that big bender is going to strike him out.
Second strikeout for Olson. Beautiful off-speed breaking ball there for Will Olson, just freezing Tiemann.
Good location too, not just the speed, it's location as well. And Ekholm is going to pop one behind the stands. And Ekholm looks at that pitch, way down low for ball one.
A strikeout, a ground out, and a single for Ekholm here. Just needs about a 330-foot drive down to the left field line to end this one.
You are really, really hoping for that home run. Check swing, and that's a ball. And boy, would that be something if we did get a home run here. That doesn't happen too often at the high school level.
It's a big, you mentioned the Saints play here. This is a full-sized field, Red Haddocks.
And there is strike two.
Olsen's fallen behind each of the first 3 hitters in this inning, but he's doing a nice job of throwing strikes down in the count.
And that curveball is going to get him. Just like he got the last one. So 2 big benders and 2 big Ks for the Lakers. It's going to continue extra baseball. How about this, folks? Going on to the 9th inning when we come back on BEC-TV. So, here we are in the 9th inning as this hot-headed match continues and neither team giving an inch. With how explosive these 2 teams have been early on this season, Josh, 3-3 is not the score that most people would have expected considering the offensive stats that they put up.
Well, it's been good pitching and some solid defense, not great defense by both teams, but both teams have also struggled with runners on base.
Oh, and getting under it is Justin Ekholm.
Nice job by Ekholm to call off the second baseman, Joe Jeans, right there. That's what you're taught to do. Jeans kept running out to that ball, and then once he heard Ekholm say he had it, Jeans pulls away, and Ekholm makes the easy catch.
Take another look at that.
See the communication right there as Jeans easily hearing Ekholm. Well done there.
Would have been a costly error if that would have gone in the worst way imaginable. And I'll leave it up to you to figure that one out.
Number 9 hitter Keene, 0 for 3 today.
And there's a well-hit ball. Jeans' throw is in there for the second out.
So 2 away quickly for Kennedy. I think another factor in this game why this score is a little bit lower. We've had some rain here the last couple of days, and the infield and outfield really thickening up. And you don't want to cut the grass this early in the season. The temps are still dipping in the high 30s at night. So I think those kind of things are adding up to we've seen less runs in this game.
Big ripper center field, and getting under it is Lopez Humphreys. Nice play to track it down. So Kennedy's strong defensive play continues. And how about the job by William Scott on the mound?
He's been terrific. That's 4 innings now of scoreless baseball from William Scott, allowing just 1 hit, 1 base runner in 4 innings for Kennedy. He has been terrific. Can he get the win if Kennedy can get a run here in the 9th?
That's going to be a lot more in question considering the fact that the Lakers have put some good contact in this inning on offense off of his pitches. And we are going to go on to the bottom of the 9th inning. When we come back, stick around. Baseball is still here on BEC-TV. Well, a 9-inning game, who would have thought that this would have happened, Josh? But, well, here we are, and Jack Scott leading off. Watches that one go inside for a strike. And some pretty nice pitching by Will Olson so far down the stretch late in this game has thrown some pretty nice breakers.
Yeah, two relief pitchers named Will have thrown well in this game.
And that pop is going to get sent to left field. And getting under it is Keene for the first out.
Fairly well hit by Scott. Just got a little underneath it. And one out. That's the bad news, but the good news is for Kennedy, top of the order coming up.
And you know what kind of damage they did when they had their turn in the 6th inning. And there's a bunt to lead off. Great bunt down the third base line. Lopez Humphreys is not in time. Throw just got him. That was close.
Yeah, that bunt just went a little bit farther than Lopez Humphreys wanted it to go, and that allowed Lundeen to come up. And remember, he was the starting pitcher in this one, so you know he's got a pretty good arm, and he was accurate over to first base.
And a smart decision by the coaching staff to put him over at third base for that very reason. That ball upstairs. So we take another look at that. And Lopez Humphreys just a little bit too late. Oh, that's a tough pitch to lay off right there.
2-0. If you got Jeans, if Jeans gets on base, John Kern will get a shot at it.
And that one is going to get in there for a strike. Thought about swinging though.
Jeans 0 for 3. You know, I'd like to change that. Unusual for him.
Oh, outside part of the plate. Couple of nice pitches strung together by Olson. Count now 2-2. See if he comes back with that big bender that he
That's his
able
strikeout
to pitch
pitch.
earlier. And Jeans is probably looking for that, and that one just misses. 3-2.
Jeans only a junior, leads Kennedy in average.
And he tried him with a curveball again, and Jeans is going to watch that one. And he will take his place at first base. And, well, hey, that brings up John Kern.
Well, and the winning run's on first, so you never know what you can see here. Hit and run. You got a good guy at the plate for a hit and run, a guy that's tough to strike out in Kern. Takes an extra look down at the third base coach to get the signals here. We'll see if Kennedy puts some runners in, or one runner in motion.
And that pitch down and away for strike one. So I like the idea as far as real estate goes for Will Olson, but it's just the release that could be a little bit better fine-tuned. And watch the pickoff there as they check him out.
Yeah, Southwest wants to see if they can get Kennedy's hand tipped a little bit as well.
Good anticipation by our broadcast crew getting over there and taking that shot. And there's Kern, blast down the line, full foul. That one hooked into foul ground. Boy, would have that one stayed fair. That would have really put Kennedy in a good position.
Kennedy would love to have the first extra base hit in this game, especially with the winning run on first. That one twisting well foul, though, for Kern. Now down 0-2.
Probably looking for the breaking ball, and it was thrown there, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, Olson's left the last couple of breaking balls up in the zone. You wonder how long he's used to go in relief for Minneapolis Southwest.
Tried it out, another curveball, and that one grounded, and, well, Kern is going to get thrown out. 0-0 on the scoreboard for either team in this inning, and hey, we're going to inning number 10, if you can believe that. Stick around. yes, we're still here, Josh. Back for the 10th inning of play.
Yeah, remember high school games only go 7 normally. So this is the third extra inning. This is the last one I've got on my score sheet, Alex. We're running out of room right now.
So we'll see if this is it. Oh, good pitch is inside. And a really, really good looking ball from William Scott. And you know, the job he has done in this game for Kennedy, I mean, it's tough to put it into words how efficient he's been. And that one ripped deep and foul, left out of play.
Well foul there.
Oh, and close to nailing another car.
This is the start of inning number 5 for William Olson. 4 innings pitched. No runs allowed, 1 hit only. No walks, 1 strikeout.
And the lights are just starting to come on here at Red Haddix Field. And that one ripped in. Can he get there? Yes, he can. As Justin Eckham roams over for out number 1.
Second consecutive loud out. Remember, William Olson for Southwest ripped one to center to end the 9th.
And Humphreys made a nice play all the way back.
So Southwest starting to get a good hold of the pitches here from William Scott, second time that the order has seen him.
Gabe Maeda looks at that fastball downstairs and away for ball 1.
Maeda 0 for 4 today. Hasn't hit a ball out of the infield.
Well, he's ahead in the count 2-0 right now as it currently sits. These Lakers are really hoping that he can get a good quality at-bat here, get on base. And watches a few balls there, and that last one is going to put the count at 3-0.
Yeah, no activity yet in the Eagle bullpen. We'll see if that changes.
If you're George Walker right now, you have to be pondering that. There's a high strike, good pitch, and it's 3-1.
That was a take all the way for Maeda.
So we'll see what he comes with here on the 3-1, and that one is swung on and hit down the line and left, and you can count that one as a base hit.
Boy, really nice job, though, by Tyvon Klinger to move quickly over to get that one, and that limited Maeda to just a single. So good speed there by Klinger, and it's just a base hit. Looked a lot more dangerous than that for Southwest.
So a really, really nice hit. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one. Great contact, got the hips around, and how about this for Maeda? Struggled at the plate this afternoon, and he deserves it.
He really wanted to go to second, but you see Klinger had already come up with that ball. No chance to move on to another base.
And so now in the box, Charlie Taylor getting his swings in here.
Not likely to see a bunt there. One, because he didn't bunt on the first pitch that was offered, but also he's your cleanup hitter. There goes the runner.
And they're going to throw him down, and that one got away. So he is in there in scoring position, the winning run at second.
So stolen base for Maeda. Remember, there is one out in the inning. But our first runner in scoring position since Kennedy scored back in the 6th inning.
Also, the pitching has to be on the mind. Checked his swing, did not go around, and you will look at that ball. It's 2-1.
Yeah, no umpire over down the first base line. You see the base umpire there is in the middle of the infield. He's in no position to judge that check swing. So very rarely will you ever see an appeal.
And that one low and in the dirt for ball 3. And you know, Josh, you have to be wondering, who else can Kennedy throw in the game if the worst case happens right now? Well, that's the thing in
high school. You get these games that go this long, and you don't have the pitching depth that you do in higher levels.
Well, his arm is starting to wear down. And here's a big knocker, and it's fair down the line. Winning run coming to the plate. And they've done it. How about the Lakers? Escapes the comeback for the moment.
Well, just a great
Big run.
Great piece of hitting.
Big run.
You can see the arm of Scott wearing down here in his 5th inning of work. And Taylor taking advantage. He had missed out on a couple of balls down the left field line earlier. Remember that just twisted foul? That one stayed fair. And how about our first extra base hit comes in the 10th inning?
And there's the pitching change. You take another look at this. That ball hit way down the line and left.
And easily scoring there, Maeda. He can trot in. They're excited to take the lead. They're trying to stay perfect on the season. And certainly Kennedy is a bigger step up in competition than Southwest has played so far this year. So this would be a big win for them.
Now on the mound for Kennedy is Jack Tiemann. So William Scott, great game. And that last pitch just about did it.
Tiemann this year does not look like he has entered in as a pitcher of record.
Well,
So this will
Kennedy
be his
might want
first
to rethink
appearance.
that going down through this season, especially how well he pitched today. So as Jack Tiemann is warming up, let's go ahead and take a look at the games down the stretch for Kennedy. And we start with the game next week. They go on the road to Robbinsdale Cooper. Now, that was a game that they scored 11 runs. They beat them 11-4 handily right here at home. And then moving down, they are on the road again at St. Paul Highland Park. And then they have their second meeting with the crosstown rival Jefferson in that comeback game in the 3rd game of the season at Jefferson. It's very big. They're looking to get the sweep of Jefferson. And then you have some big conference play as well with St. Louis Park and Richfield. And Kennedy is a game above, or a couple of games above St. Louis Park. They're trying to stay ahead of them in the race here. They are trying to set themselves out, and especially they're trying to stay over their rival Richfield.
Well, this game does not count in the standings for the Metro West. So if Kennedy does not win this game, that won't hurt them in conference play, but certainly you'd love to extend the 4-game winning streak, and it starts here with getting out of this inning, still only 1 out after back-to-back hits for Southwest.
And some other key games for Kennedy. And now this is at the end of the season. You're at Benilde, which you beat them 5-2 last game. But here's the real dinger. You have to play Chanhassen, which has been dominant in Metro West play the last few seasons. And he's going to get to third base and getting in there.
Heads up running by Taylor. That didn't get far away from Jack Scott, but Taylor broke right away and with a quick, decisive decision enabled him to easily slide into third. And that forces the Kennedy infielders to come into the grass.
And that one just outside for ball 2. And the 2-0. Oh, just clipped the outer edge of the strike zone. That's 2-1. So good pitch selection on that last hurl from Tiemann, and that one wanting to go downside, or down and inside rather.
Del Lago on deck for Southwest. A couple of bases open.
Here is the 3-1. And that's a strike. Ooh. And so now the count is full at 3-2, and a couple of nice fastballs thrown on the outer part of the plate. And here is the payoff pitch. Got him swinging, strike 3. That's a big out right there.
Good job by Tiemann to battle back and gets Friedman to strike out.
Using the old reliable fastball. And now Julian Del Lago will step in and try and bring that runner home. And he will look at that ball going outside. 1-0.
Kennedy can get out of here with just 1 run surrendered. You know, that obviously would be their best case scenario at the current time, but we've seen them score a couple runs back in the 6th.
And another off pitch is taken for a ball.
Kennedy does have hitters 4, 5, and 6 scheduled in the bottom of the 10th.
And here's the 2-0, and that one is outside again. And it is now 3-0.
Infielders, of course, moving back with 2 outs.
Let's see when Tiemann delivers here. 3-0, and that is going to walk him. So there Delago goes to first base.
Yeah, Tiemann was really trying to find the outer portion of the plate there. We'll see if Southwest gets tricky here. At first and third play potentially on. Taylor's got good speed over at third, and you've got your 7th batter in the order. So not one of their best hitters up. Could be a spot where you'd want to try to steal an extra run.
And Sam Rivers has definitely done some damage in this game as far as the contact and hits are concerned.
Yeah, he's 2 for 4, 2 singles, but also 2 strikeouts.
So during that last meeting with Scott and Tiemann, they really wanted to work that out.
There goes the runner. And he
And
throws
that one,
down to second. I don't know if that was the play. I think the catcher, Jack Scott, was thinking that was going to get cut off by Tiemann, but he let it go over his head. Fortunately for Kennedy, Taylor was parked in his spot at third base. But now 2 runners are in scoring position.
And there is ball number 2. Continuing to work that fastball outside.
Needs to mix it up a little bit more. Hitters are going to start keying on that location.
And he throws another one outside.
Likely.
This is where Tiemann needs to just settle down, regain his composure.
Yeah, make the team put it in play. I think he's trying too hard to hit a spot on the outer edge.
Over pitching, as we talked about earlier. Oh, that one right there was a nice beauty on the outside part of the plate. Strike 1. And that 3-1 is just way too low and outside, and it is going to load the bases.
Yeah, nowhere to put him now.
And that one right there is going to draw time from Mr. Walker. And his night might be over.
We'll see. Kennedy knows they can't afford to give up any more runs.
And the question is, who do they have to throw in there?
Well, they don't have anybody warming up. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to make a pitching change. You could have someone currently in the field of play come on to pitch.
We'll see if they do that here.
But I think you're going to see Tiemann stay in there. He just took the mound this inning. So we know he's got gas in the tank, and I think Coach Walker right now just wants to settle everybody down, reassess the situation, and remind his team you don't have to be perfect here. You just need one more out and head to the bottom half of the inning, only down by 1.
And so the meeting disbanded. So Tiemann will stay on the mound. Take a look at the scoreboard.
They're almost out of room as well here at Red Haddocks Field.
Yeah, it's not just us and our score sheets. It's also them too. Lundeen at the plate. Another outside fastball from Tiemann.
You wonder if it's almost an alignment issue at this point. You see his almost every pitch has missed on the outer half.
Comes down to that release, and there it is again.
Going even further outside.
There's a bit of a late release coming off of that mound.
Right here, this is as much of a red light as you could hold up, I think, right here. Would be shocked if he swings at 2-0.
Oh, they are going to try and pick him off at first base, and he is back just in the nick of time.
Great stop by Jack Scott, but Tiemann needs to find the plate here.
Take another look at that. It's a good throw down to first base, but too late. 3-0 pitch. And there, oh, that one got away from Scott.
It's a ball 4 anyway.
Yep. And so that will drive home another run. 5-3 Lakers.
3 consecutive walks for Kennedy in this inning.
Whoa, almost wore that pitch. That's Martin Keene now in the box, taking that for ball 1.
Coach Walker quickly out to the mound this time. And that'll be it for Tiemann.
Yep. So we will see who is going to replace him. And obviously those fastballs continuing away from the batter, that one right there. That little pointer right there is really plaguing him, has plagued him.
Yeah, Tiemann frustrated.
You can't have any of that, especially with the bases loaded.
Well, he's frustrated, but remember, that was his first appearance on the mound in any form this year for Kennedy, so he's not a guy that is used to pitching in relief duty.
Well, at least he has the experience. And that's the one thing that Kennedy does need to build throughout the season is depth, especially in the bullpen. Or with the pitching core just in general. And so now John Kern is going to come out to pitch in place of Tiemann. And Josh, we've talked a lot about what Kennedy has to go through as far as key matchups throughout the season. Let's go ahead and talk about what Minneapolis Southwest has to face. They have to face Minneapolis Edison in the next game. And then they go all the way up to Duluth East on the road at Maple Grove and at Elk River. They go home for Minneapolis Roosevelt. And then they are on the road again at Minneapolis Washburn, Minneapolis North, and at St. Paul Central. And they have Minneapolis Washburn at home. St. Paul, Como Park, and Minneapolis South games on the road. And then, look out, you get Sleepy Eye. And they made it all the way to the state title last year.
It's at Parade Stadium as well. Be a fun game there. That's where Southwest will play from time to time. They also play Roosevelt there, Como Park. A steady diet of both Minneapolis and St. Paul teams. This is a solid team. They're going to contend in that conference.
Right in that conference, speaking of which, they're number 2 right now. They're 3-0 in conference play. They're the only undefeated team as that one is taken. And it is now 1-1 in the count. And Minneapolis Southwest just below Minneapolis South at 5-1. And that one popped up foul ground. And to the fence, making the play is Devin Barnum. Mercifully, this inning is over. But can Kennedy pull off a miracle in the bottom of the 10th to tie the game and possibly win it? We'll find out when we come back from Red Haddocks Field. Well, a big 2-run inning in the top of the 10th for the Lakers, and Kennedy finds itself down 2 again. And can they tie this game? That is the big question, Josh. And we saw the explosive hitting last inning, and obviously a major change in the whole story of the Kennedy pitchers for the game so far.
Yeah, William Scott just kind of ran out of gas, and then Jack Tiemann didn't have his best stuff, and Minneapolis Southwest was able to push across 2, but still light for Kennedy. But
and
William,
that one gets in there for a strike.
Will Olson has been terrific. He's starting his 5th inning of work.
And you know, he hasn't tried to overpitch. And we've seen that in this game. That has been one of the keys to the game so far. And he is just playing it steady. And you know what? That one right there is why he is still out working hard. That's a strikeout, and it was on the big bender. He's been able to use that curveball very well.
3rd strikeout for Will Olson. 2nd time he's struck out the big man. Kennedy down to 2 more outs.
So Devin Barnum stepping in. And watches that one go down low for a ball. Good low pitch to start out the count, even though it does go for a ball. That one is going to get blasted out into right field, and getting under it for the out is Sam Rivers. And so now there are 2 down. And this will bring up Tyven Klinger. This game is going to continue or die on his bat, and that strike does not help matters for Kennedy one bit. Nice pitch upstairs, keeping it away.
Olson seems to have still very good control of his stuff right now.
There's a curveball. It's blasted to center field, and he's under it, and that is going to be the game. Bennett Walden comes away with it, and a 5-3 win for the Lakers. What a game. 10 full innings of baseball.
Yeah, Southwest wins the battle of attrition in this one. Their pitching held up just a little bit longer in a game where it wasn't perfect on either side, but you saw the bats finally come alive for Southwest in that 10th inning with a single followed by the first extra base and only extra base hit of the game. And William Olson, he was on base 4 out of 5 times, and he picks up the win in relief. So he was player of the game for Minneapolis Southwest, who stays perfect on the year at 5-0. And on the other side, Kennedy sees its 4-game winning streak come to an end.
Yeah, and you know, if this was the team that was going to have its win streak come to an end, the team that was going to beat him was going to be the team that put up a performance like this. And if you're Minneapolis Southwest, you know that you can put the bat on the ball. And ultimately, it came down to the pitching, as we saw in this game. And what a turnaround. And you know what? The ability to use the breaking ball by Will Olson was, in fact, what I believe was the deciding factor of the game in general. The fact that Kennedy had massive issues hitting that breaking ball down the stretch, that one pretty much put that away.
Yeah, it was good execution by the Southwest pitching staff in general, and they are a solid team. If they can cut down on some of the mistakes we saw in this game, they're going to be a tough team for those Minneapolis and St. Paul City teams to beat. Meanwhile, Kennedy, though, it's not a conference loss, so they're only 1 game behind Chanhassen.
Yep, and the next thing you have to focus on going into next week, Josh, is going to be your pitching, and I think that's going to be the focus of head coach George Walker. And well, that was obviously an issue tonight, very late in the game. Now, they got a lot of great production out of William Scott. He isn't normally a pitcher, as you've stated before, but they'll have to look into that.
Yeah, he did a great job for Kennedy. He just kind of ran out of gas at the end, but he was very solid. Kennedy, I mean, it was a close game. This game went 10 innings. It was 3-3 for a long time. So it was a game where, you know, 1 or 2 key hits was going to make the difference, and Southwest got those in the 10th inning.
especially. And also, that is going to wrap up the discussion here in this game tonight from both of us, and that will conclude our broadcast coverage tonight from Red Haddocks Field in Bloomington as the Eagles drop to the Lakers of Minneapolis Southwest their first loss after the 4-game win streak. I'm Alex Redding alongside Josh Powers and our BEC-TV broadcast crew saying good night, everybody.